All right, so I did 1-7, number 10 last class. So if you struggle in that one, there's an example there, but question 11 is the same. So I wanted to do something that was different, a problem that had different numbers. So we get as many different examples online for you guys to work on and see just some variation in those videos. But 10, 11, you do the exact same way. Okay? When we do this question, 4, negative 10, and 4. Oh, I don't like that one. Gage, you got your homework open?
I do.
No, you do? Well, go to question 11.
Okay. I'm here.
Is it open?
Yeah.
What are your ordered pairs?
1 and negative 17. And then 1 and negative 9.
Man, they must all be that way. Okay. Go to 10.
0, 2.
0, 2. Okay, I'm going to do a different. Okay, so 0, 2, and then
1, negative 7.
Okay. Alright, so I was just seeing the style of problem that everybody got. Okay, so I want to make sure that we do one like this. And then question 11 is actually a simpler version of this. Because if you plot the question, or the points in question 11, they're either vertical on one another, they're stacked on top, or they're horizontal. Okay? And finding the midpoint of that stuff should be a little bit easy. But here says the coordinates of t. Alright, I'm going to change it to 5, 3. And the midpoint is at 2, negative 6. Okay? Just find the coordinates of s. So just giving us a kind of a visual of what's going on here. If I've got my coordinate plane here, t is at 5, 3. So 5, 3, maybe that is right there. So t is at 5, 3. The midpoint is at 2, negative 6. So maybe my midpoint is there. Their question is, can you find the other endpoint? Find the coordinates of s. Okay? Because they're saying ST is your original segment. Does that make sense? Okay? So S is going to be somewhere down there. Can you visualize that? Okay? And in this problem, maybe it's even a little bit lower because they're not collinear. But with this problem, this setup, you can kind of estimate that my x value is probably going to be negative and my y value is probably going to be negative for this coordinate. And that could maybe be some justification on whether you've done things right or wrong. Okay? If I think S is down there in the third quadrant, but I get 2 positive numbers back, it tells me I've probably done something wrong. Okay? What's your question?
I think I know X.
How'd you find it?
You do, well, it has to be, X would have to be 4 because you have to divide it by 2, so it has to be negative 1.
Say it again?
Okay, so you have 5 and you need to get 2, so you have to add it by negative 1 to get the 4 and then divide it by 2.
So what you're doing there is great. It's awesome, but that's really hard for me to explain to everybody else what you're doing. But in your head, you are doing exactly what we want to do with the formulas. Okay? So I'm going to show you how to do this with the formula, which is exactly what he's doing. He's kind of thinking, okay, I got to take that coordinate of 5, okay, and I need to add it to some number that I don't know, right? Okay, so I'm going to add it to some number I don't know, but when I divide by 2, I need to get that number right there, right? I need to get 2. If you remember from yesterday, that's exactly what the midpoint formula said. We wrote it this way. If we have x sub m comma y sub m is equal to x1 plus x2 over 2 and y1 plus y2 over 2. It doesn't really matter whether you're solving for x1 or you're solving for x2. But we said that there, xm, was equal to this, x1 plus x2 over 2. So Cameron in his head is just figuring out what goes where, and then he's solving that stuff in his head. I would be careful doing that. I would make sure that if you can do that, that's awesome. It probably tells me you can do it by hand, because when I start giving you fractions and maybe radicals and stuff like that, it's a lot more difficult to do that kind of stuff in your head. But you're saying that this needs to be 4, so when I multiply by both sides by 2, I get 4 here is equal to 5 plus x sub 1. And you're saying, well, x sub 1 then has to be a negative 1 for that to occur, right? Is everybody okay with that? So x sub 1 is this ordered pair for this point needs to be a negative 1. Okay? Now we do the same thing for the y value. We're saying this y value of my midpoint, negative 6. Okay, so we're using now these two things together. Okay, so y sub m is equal to y sub 1 plus y sub 2 over 2. So my y sub m is negative 6. My y1 is 3. And I don't know the other y. Okay, maybe I should call that y1 just because we used x1 here. Okay, and then I put a 2 in the bottom. Multiply both sides by 2, I get negative 12. 3 plus y1 then. Subtract 3 from both sides, I get negative 15 is equal to y1. So this point is located at negative 1, negative 15. And that then should make sense to us because we kind of anticipated or hypothesized that we should have a point in the third quadrant. And it should be both negative x and negative y. Okay? Does that make sense? You guys want to see a real short, easy way to do it? Okay. Now, the real short, easy way only works with integers. It only works when you have really nice